Hello dear children, good morning. Today I am going to continue your second lesson, our forest and wildlife resources. Children, in our previous class we have learned about forest around us and uses of forest, types of forest, right? And what are the types of forest? We have evergreen forest, deciduous forest, thorn forest, mountain forest, mangrove forest. Yes, we can see in these pictures clearly. This is deciduous forest, and this one is thorn forest, and this one is mountain forest, and these are mangrove forest. So, in today's class, we are going to continue from conservation of forest. The forests of our country are under threat because trees are being cut down in large numbers. So, in our country, deforestation is more. Trees have been cutting in the forest in a large number. Okay, this is why the forests of our country are under threat. Not only our country, we also under threat because of this deforestation. And this is called what? Cutting of trees in the forest is called as deforestation. Okay, it is necessary that we conserve our forest, which are useful to us in so many ways. Yes, plants are useful for us in so many ways. They provide food for us, they give wood for us to build houses, and they give us vegetables, they give us fruits, right? So in many ways forests are very useful in our day-to-day life. So it's our responsibility to conserve, to preserve our forest. Forest conservation requires a healthy relationship between humans and the environment. If we conserve our forest, then it gives us a healthy relationship between humans and the environment. The practice of planting trees in a new area called afforestation. So what is meant by afforestation? Planting trees. The practice of planting trees in a new area is called as afforestation. And the practice of planting trees on a deforested land called reforestation. On a deforested land means plants which have been cutted, okay, on that land. So the practice of planting trees on a deforested land is called reforestation. The practice of planting trees in a new area is called as afforestation. Okay, can prove very helpful. The government of India has launched programs like Vana Mahotsavas to protect and plant trees. Yes, in order to protect and to plant trees, the government of India has launched a program. That program is called as Vana Mahotsavas. Okay. Next one. Wildlife in India and its protection. Wildlife in India and its protection. Our country is gifted with a large variety of wildlife. Our country has a large variety of wildlife. Forests provide home and shelter to a large number of animals, birds, and other creatures. So, these forests are helpful. They provide shelter to a large number of animals, birds, and other creatures that live in the forest. Today, wildlife in India is facing several threats due to destruction of forest. So, wildlife means animals, birds and creatures are also facing several threats due to this deforestation. And overuse of forest resources and hunting. Overuse of forest resources are like they are hunting animals, they are cutting trees, right? In this way, overuse of forest resources and hunting also making threat to many wild animals. Animals are being hunted and killed by humans for the skin, fur, horn and tusks. So people are hunting animals for their skin, fur, horn and tusk. In order to protect wildlife, the government has set up a number of national parks and wild sanctuaries. So, in order to protect wildlife, in order to save these animals, birds and other creatures, the government has started. They had set up a number of national parks and wildlife sanctuaries. What is meant by wildlife sanctuaries? Wildlife sanctuaries means naturally occurring sanctuaries that provide protection for species from hunting in a protected area. And what do you mean by national parks? Parks in use for conservation of wildlife and plants. Okay. So government has set up a number of national parks and wildlife sanctuaries. Jim Corbett National Park in Uttarakhand, Kanha National Park in Madhya Pradesh, Gir Wildlife Sanctuary in Gujarat, Sundarbans in West Bengal, Periyar in Kerala, Kaziranga and Manas National Parks in Assam, Sarikska and Ranthambore National Parks and Keoladeo National Park, earlier known as Bharatpur Bird Sanctuary in, all of you turn your pages children, in Rajasthan are some of the famous examples of the wildlife national parks and sanctuaries. Animals like elephants, Asiatic lions, Bengal tigers, snow leopards, wild asses, rhinoceros, nilgai and chinkara are protected in these places from being hunted and killed. These animals here live in their natural habitat. So we can see Asiatic lions at Gir National Park. These have been protected from the human beings in order to avoid killing. Okay. And this is one-horned rhinoceros at Kaziranga National Park. This has been protected here. And spoonbill storks at Keoladeo National Park, formerly known as Bharatpur Bird Sanctuary. So, these sanctuaries and national parks are useful to protect the wildlife. So, this is all about our second lesson, or forest and wildlife resources. Children, once go through the lesson. If you have any doubts, you can ask me, okay? Bye children, thank you.